Hi, welcome. This is Harvey Hubbell. I'm Harvey Hubbell, and this is Harvey Hubbell Show and Tell. And who are you, and what do you do?
My name is Emily March, and I'm a farmer here at March Farms in Bethlehem.
Perfect.
And I'm a few other things, but that's like my job. Job.
That's your job. Well, you're kind of like farm royalty. You're like fourth generation. Your kids are fifth generation farm on this farm.
On this farm, yeah.
So it's not a bad place to raise kids. You grew up here.
No, it's an amazing place to raise kids, and that's honestly one of my favorite parts of this life that I get to live is not only having children, but being able to see them grow up on the same land that I grew up. But I feel like they have it even better, because when I grew up, there was my family, my brothers and sister, and then my uncle had a few kids. And so that was like our crew of 7 people. There's 13 kids on this farm between all the families. So neighborhoods of the past, I think, is the way it should be, where kids all ride their bikes into the neighborhood and they all play, and the parents don't see them for hours, and they ring the dinner bell and they all come back, and kids are with kids and they learn so much and they let their energy out and they're outside, and it doesn't happen anymore. But it happens here still, because we have all these 13 kids that they just all find each other, whether it's a few of them or a bunch of them or a few little groups of them, and it gives them so much opportunity to do what I think is one of the most important things for kids, which is to be outside in nature and to be surrounded with other kids playing. So I love that.
That's what's happening here now. And so what do you guys do? What do you grow on this farm besides kids?
Lots. So we're able to start our season early. We started in January. We have a little bit of a downtime between, it's not even a downtime, but it's a little quieter, November, December. Start planting again under grow lights in the basement of my parents' house. And the reason that we do that is because we have 11 greenhouses that we can start loading up. My dad is the one that decided that he wanted to start with greenhouses. This was when I was a kid. He got rid of all the cows and he started with a greenhouse. And his dad at the time, thought it was the worst idea, and he gave him a mouthful, And my dad just went ahead and did it. And there was no money in the dairy business anymore. I mean, things haven't changed much. So he went ahead with the greenhouses, and 1 turned to 2 to 3 to 4. And it just gives you a head start on the season. 11.
11 greenhouses. And I guess you're growing different things in them all the time?
So mostly tomatoes. There is one whole greenhouse dedicated to peppers, one whole greenhouse dedicated to cucumbers. The rest of them are tomatoes. There's heirlooms, there's, the typical slicing tomatoes, and there's cherry tomatoes. But then on the sides of all the greenhouse, we do grow bags as well. And we'll grow broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, celery, beets. I have some sugar snap peas in there right now, which probably wasn't the best idea. And then we also have gutters that line, if you go up a little higher, there's gutters on the side too that run across the poles, and I grow lettuce and all those. So they just are all drip irrigation.
Nice.
Nice. So we really try to utilize as much of the space as possible. And then of course we also do the outdoor gardens. We just planted those within the past few weeks. So it's just the greenhouses give you that head start. And we already have tomatoes in the farm store right now, and most people just put their plants in the ground.
I just bought your cherry tomatoes in the store the other day.
Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they?
So, and this is the beginning of June. So I also understand you guys got a couple apple trees?
Just a little. Yeah, few. No.
How many?
There's a lot. Thousands.
Thousands
3,000 probably, 3,000 plus apple trees. Mostly apples. Like these down there is the peach orchard. We have quite a few peaches too. And then across the street from the farm store, there's another peach orchard. We used to have cherries up here, and we had some cherries down there as well, but they recently pulled those trees out of the ground because they're so finicky. They're so temperamental, and they just figured, it'd be better to put the crops that can be a little bit more reliable and a little bit more sustainable in there.
And you just have blueberries. I mean, you got rid of your blueberries.
We do have blueberries still. So the only thing we had 2 blueberry patches. This past year, we got rid of the blueberry patch that's right over there, because the way my dad's brain works compared to the way that my brother's brain works, my dad sometimes just he also didn't have the same setup as now. So in the past, there was not this hilltop area. There was not this event space right now that we pretty much centered our hilltop fall, pick your own apples, pumpkins, hay rides, everything around. So he could put trees and blueberry patches and, crops anywhere really. But now this is a big part of our season. big part. Like the 6 to 8 weeks that we're opened up here for Pick Your Own Apples draws a ton of people. So proximity wise, it makes sense for us to create as many apple trees, like to place as many apple trees around this area, because people aren't going to want to hike all the way to who knows where, you know? So that blueberry patch, which wasn't really picked, it was picked, but basically it's just, we'll do better with apples there than blueberries. And that's just, it's being kind of wise about how you want to farm in terms of production and what makes you the most money opposed to, you know, what doesn't. So.
Well, you guys have changed a lot from being a cow farm to evolving to even having event spaces now to you guys are just one of the farms that's adapting.
So that's what my brother Ben did. It's almost like every generation brings something new. And when my brother Ben came back to the farm, he had a business degree of some sort and he worked in an office, and all his buddies said, "You got this whole farm at home. What the hell are you doing in here?" And he kind of started thinking about it, and he decided that he wanted to come back and work on the farm. And at that point, it was just a farm, but he took it and he made it a destination. And he decided that the farm needed a playground for people to come play with their kids on. It needed an animal yard that people can come see some animals. It needed a hilltop area, which he wanted to do weddings and farm-to-table dinners more than anything else, but it also was for like the fall. We've since kind of done away with the weddings because there's just only so much you can do. We'll still rent the space out, but it got very hard because most people want their weddings in the fall, and we're trying to use this space for our hilltop venue. And it was just like trying to balance both of those got a little hairy. So we don't really advertise for weddings anymore. We can still do them if they're not in the fall, but it's not on our website and all that. But
so you're the real deal. You're the modern farmer. You're that guy.
I guess.
So how'd we meet?
So I actually have only been working on the farm since my brother passed away. So that was maybe 5 years ago at this point, I think, 5 years ago. I always lived on the farm, and I always did the farmer's market, and I've always been part of the farm in that regard, but I never worked on the farm until Ben passed away, and I just felt pulled to help, so very strongly pulled to help, so much so that I gave up another business that I was a part of. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense up here, but it made complete sense in here. And I think that is one of every human being's lessons in life, is to learn how to listen to this over this, because this is very good at analyzing, it's very good at protecting for potential danger, but it also plays a lot of tricks on you, and it also prevents you from doing a lot of things that, you know, really aren't so dangerous. And like, if you can just listen more to this, and I tell my kids a lot when they have a hard decision to make, you know, you say the one thing and you sit with that and you see how it makes you feel here. And then you say the next thing, the next option, and you see how it makes you feel here. Don't start telling yourself, but, just sit with that feeling, and that will help you decide, because the heart is so strong and so powerful. And I think that there's aspects of it that are immeasurable. So it's completely impossible to understand it, because we're a species that measures everything and needs like tactical information. But it's just unbeknown to us, but it's felt, you know?
It's felt. It's
so anyway, yeah, so I've only been here for about 5 years, but I just started doing what I can, started fitting in where I could. And it seems like my roles have just shifted and changed, and now it's very much full-time and very much overwhelming, but at the same time so satisfying, and it just feels like something that I'm meant to be doing.
But how'd we meet?
Oh, geez, I'm just like you, Harvey. I totally forgot what we were talking about. How did we meet? I think at the farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
Yeah.
And so I knew you, I knew of you. We live in the same town.
Yeah.
So this is a story of Farm Strong too. Mm-hmm. So, and this is the third element of Farm Strong is you. First, Eric comes over and meets us, says he wants to have a concert. He can't do a concert in Litchfield.
Yep.
My friend Emily, she can do a concert. She knows how to do concerts. She's a farmer. She knows, she's a wise soul. My friend Howard, he knows farm to table. He's an administrator. He knows that kind of stuff. He wants to help. So I said to Eric, got to talk to Emily Mark.
Oh yeah, I remember the call. I was driving to New Morning actually, and you texted me. You're like, I got a really awesome idea, or we got to talk. And I'm just like, oh, this sounds important. I better call him. So I called you right away, and you're in your treehouse or something talking with all your buddies.
Oh, I was with, what do you call it? I was with,
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it was an awesome idea, but we got to talk. I was in the treehouse with Eric at the time.
You said something like I got the perfect idea, or like the perfect, I don't know. But yeah, I called you right up, and you just spit it all out.
So, what is Farm Strong? I mean, it's brand new. This is the first year happening. It's happening on your farm. What's the date it's happening?
August 22nd?
August 22nd. What time does the gate open?
1 to 8, I believe we said.
1 to 8. So, what's going to happen here on this hilltop then?
Well, we're going to have music, which is awesome. Everyone loves music. And we're going to have vendors. And we're going to have food. And we're going to have drinks. And we're hopefully going to have a whole bunch of farmers and people that support farmers. And I think we're going to have some fun activities for kids, some interactive stuff, maybe some animals up here. It's just a day to recognize farmers and to bring awareness to the fact that it's not easy, and it's not getting easier. It's not even just like we need to sustain farms. It's like we need to grow farms. Like sustaining is not really doing it. You know, if you want to sustain what you got, we don't have very many left.
Sustainable is not sustainable.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want regenerative, but we also, one of the regenerative things is getting consumers involved and meet the farmers, as you said. You know, we've talked with Howard, and this is the first year. We want to make it many more years. But what is the plan with the money? With the money, people come in, they buy their tickets, they come in, they see the music, they get the food, they get the events, they get the experience, but the money is put aside and does what?
Okay. You heard what I said about like my kids and just how they have this. This is irreplaceable. Farms are irreplaceable, and they are being replaced. And the only way to make that change is to directly give farmers money, because that is why it's so hard. It's labor intensive, don't get me wrong. I mean, there is no days off. And when there is a day off, you still find some time to do something farm related for the most part. It's just a lot. And farmers don't get out of it because it's hard work, though. They get out of it because it becomes so unsustainable, because the expenses are so much so. Between fixing old equipment because you can't buy new equipment, constantly things breaking, just the repair and maintenance, the costs of fuel, the costs of electricity, the costs of labor. We are not the kind of farm that has things that get picked on this farm, they get picked by hands. We don't have those fancy machines that does all the picking and stuff that makes it go like this. So that's a lot of labor cost that goes into that. There's just so many expenses, and I never even realized it until I got into the situation where I am behind the computer now a little bit more and seeing that side of the business. So in order to sustain these farms, in order to, keep this, they need money. The farms need money. And yes, there are grants. The state offers grants. The Department of Ag offers grants. But they're not always easy. And that's what I wanted to create. That's when I heard about this, I thought, give money farmers, and I thought make it easy where they apply. They don't have to spend 6 hours in front of the computer filling stuff out only to realize you filled it out wrong, or ask people questions because you don't even know what the question means.
Well, this is neighbors helping neighbors too. This is community helping community. The word unity is in community, which I say all the time. So and as you said, nobody's putting up new farms. They take a farm, they rip it down, and they put up a development. Nobody takes a development and puts up a farm. Hey, I'm going to take down all these houses. Mm-hmm. So, but these people that move in, we affectionately call them New Yorkers sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they come in, they want to have families up here. They want to mimic a world that you guys have. They want their children to be outside in the grass.
And that's my favorite part of farming. That's one of my favorite parts about being on this farm is I love sharing this farm. I love sharing this farm with others. So I started doing the concerts when I came back. We have an exploration hour for little kids. So the kids can walk around the farm one day a week with the guide. Her name is Molly. She does a great job. And just like getting people to be out here, because I'll sit and I'll watch everyone just sitting in the grass and being with their families. And, it just feels so good because not everybody has this opportunity. So you have this, you'd like to share it, not just by giving them fruit.
But they do on August 22nd.
Yes, well, that too. That's part of it. It's being able to share it. Like, I want our farm to be your farm. You know what I mean? Like, oh, March Farms. Like, remember we used to go to March Farms when we were a kid, and like, that's my farm. And I want every farm to do that for some people. Like, anybody who has a farm. It's not just I want everyone to come to March Farms. It's like the farms are a great community resource. And another thing is anybody who cares about their health, you can get cheaper produce from the grocery store. Trust me, I get it. I have 4 kids. They are beasts. They eat so much food, okay? And I do go to the grocery store for some things. But where I can support my local farmers at the farmer's market, I will do that too. Because you pick an apple, and this is like, duh, you pick an apple that comes from states away. By the time it's packed and transported, it's days old. When you pick something, it has a life force, okay? And as soon as you pick it, that life force starts to decline, day after day after day, travel after travel after travel. So by the time it comes to you when it's in a typical grocery store, it is not going to do you the same amount of good that coming to a local farm and buying from them is going to do you. It's so, so important. I mean, you taste the difference, but you're going to feel the difference too.
So, and that's not just apples, and I know
everything. That's what I mean.
That's
like
eggs, that's the mushrooms,
yes.
that's the lettuce is just going. So when you go to the farmer's market, a lot of times it's picked the night before. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that
the morning of. Yep.
The morning of, and you're giving that to your family. But then you have an opportunity to talk to your family about nutrition and health. So here you talk about health, nutrition, but you also can meet the other farmers and you can say, hey, I love March Farms, I love going here, but I just met these guys from Why Not Farm and they sell beef and we do this and that.
Yep.
So you can check out all of these things. So an event like this, you meet the farmers, you meet the community, I think it's important. Let's talk more about Farm Strong.
I want to say one more thing about that whole connection thing.
Go on, tell me.
I tell my kids this sometimes is, I think that if you think of connections as all of us have a web, okay? And the more lines, the more connections that you can make in your web, whether it's collaborating with other farmers, whether it's collaborating with, this woman who wanted to start selling coffee at the farm store. Like, I'm pretty much game for anything if it fits. But, the stronger your web is, the more connections that you have. You're connected to the person that sells you your eggs, that sells you your fruit and vegetables. Like, your web is going to be so strong, it's going to offer you so much support through your life, opposed to those people that are like, like, good luck doing it yourself. It's just the more connections, the bigger, the stronger the web, the better off you are.
There's unity. The word unity is in community.
Mm-hmm.
So I also think it's the pebble in the pond. The eggs you bring home, the fresh vegetables, you get to talk about, oh yeah, we got this at March Farms the other day. We got this at the farmer's market the other day with this and that. People taste it. They taste the difference. Mm-hmm. They get involved in nutrition and health. Mm-hmm. And who knows what else that overflows into. But just different kind of lifestyles because of the web, as you say. You build and you learn more and more of it. So talk to me about Farm Strong. We're pioneers on Farm Strong right now, first year. In the perfect world, we've talked a little bit about the money's going to go to, if you want to expand your farm, if you want to fix something broken, you want to expand your farm, broken arm,
it's kind of up in the air. There's so many different things that could go wrong or that could need support. So that's why I think we did keep it kind of open in that regard, where it could be an emergency situation, or it could be I need this to bring my farm to the next level. Maybe this will, it gives, if not the whole amount that they would need to purchase that piece of equipment or whatever it is, but at least some of that money.
And it's community. It's not the state where it's some bean counters looking at it. We're saying, oh yeah, okay, they need such and such, such and such.
So that's why I think it was smart of us to shave it down to just the northwest corner are the farms that we're going to support with this. Not because we don't want to support the other farms, because there's only so much you can do. But then I'd like to think that there'll be a Farm Strong, southwest or whatever, and there'll be 4 quarters and we can eventually maybe merge and like that would be awesome. But it's very cool to think that this is kind of like the catalyst for what could be huge for Connecticut farmers someday. It's got to start somewhere. And I think in terms of starting, you just have to start somewhere, because all you need to get to that next step is momentum. But until you start with something as simple as taking a step, that momentum's not created. But once that momentum is created, it just goes.
Well, Howard talks about us being, first in our nation, kind of doing it. He's, I'm not sure if that's...
Wow, he's already thinking about the national level.
Well, yeah, but see where we are. But in Litchfield, there's a thing called Possum Queen, where all the local, I'm going to call them the town elders, It's
I've heard of it, yeah.
the town fathers, the town mothers.
Okay.
You know, they get involved and they find out this person's house burned down, this person's sick, this person, and they get involved. It's community helping community.
That's awesome.
So maybe it's a model like that where we know. And so in 1959, when I was born, there was X amount more farms. Nikki, how many farms were there? Where are you, Nikki?
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone? Okay, well, anyway, the amount of farms that have disappeared in Connecticut become housing developments, becomes the dairy farms go out of business. They don't make the decision. I mean, you and Hopkins both were cow farms.
Yeah, there used to be more cows than people in Bethlehem. Not so much anymore.
Not so much anymore, but you guys change with it and you adapt with it. And by having a connection.
Yeah, my cousin actually just started with some cows again. We have a small herd, so.
Meat or milk?
Meat. Yeah, we don't have milk in capacity right now, but who knows?
Right.
We'll see what the future
Who knows
brings
what
there.
the future is going to be. Okay, what am I missing? Talk to me about something. What else do
I think that I honestly don't really know exactly where this is going to go, but that's okay. And that's the difference between me and Howard, is that Howard likes things drawn out, and I just draw them as I go. And there's nothing right or wrong about either one of our approaches. The beauty is that we're together, because he's going to keep the checks and balances, and you know, I'll contribute whatever I'm contributing that he won't. Like, I think that the don't get me stuttering. the members as a whole, like, we make kind of a cool crew because we are all a little different. We all bring a little something different to the table, which sometimes causes us to butt heads a little bit and take a little more time to figure things out and to solidify some answers, but it's cool. It's going to be really cool to see how it goes. And honestly, like, I don't know how I'm going to fit this in. I don't feel like I can fit anything in, but it was something that was brought to my attention. And I think you know when things aren't meant for you. And I think you know when, even though you don't think you have the time, again, something in here says just stay and do what you can. Like, don't think about how you don't have the time and how are you going to be able to put energy into this and blah, blah, blah. Just chill and just see what happens, you know? So, yeah, I'm excited to see.
I'm excited to see too. It's kind of like stone soup. You know the expression of stone soup? One person brings, everybody has a war going on and a soldier showed up, he had a pot and he said he could make a soup for everybody. And he said, I need a stone soup, and then put a stone in. Somebody said, I have carrots, I have water, I have this, I have that. And next thing you know,
that's awesome.
We have a concert.
Yeah. And you just decided to bring this together. That was your idea.
It was Eric's idea. I knew a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
Well, there you go. You got a big web.
Yeah, I got a big web. Got a big web. All right, what else? What else do we need to talk about Farm Strong? Or about life in general?
I'd say we're probably open to ideas. If people have event ideas that they would want to do, I'd love to do eventually like an Ag Olympics. I think that'd be so cool.
Ag Olympics.
Somehow get Jim involved, where we have professionals that know what they're doing in terms of exercise and that can structure something that's appropriate, and then getting farmers here and getting normal community members. It would be hilarious.
We'll film.
I also think like a big potluck dinner would be really, really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just farm simple stuff. I want simple when it comes to Farm Strong. Like, farm to table, they do this beautiful dinner, and it's so gorgeous. And not to say that Farm Strong can't do that, but I think Farm Strong is more just a little more chill, a little more laid back, and a little more down to earth in terms of just things that farmers would.
I like the potluck dinner. I mean, we do those things at the farm. Those are great things to do.
They're so fun.
And it's a good thing for plotting. So let's talk websites, like where we can get tickets and how we can get tickets. You know any of that stuff?
All on the website.
It's all going to be on the website, and then there's going to be a link, so that can be shared on anybody's advertisements, social media, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that we can share the information in the link. And then they can also buy them at the door. We're going to have that option.
We're going to have them at the door. So do a promotional for us right now. We're going to. What is the www.farmstrong.com?
Yeah, you can just say ConnecticutFarmstrong.com.
Okay. So yeah, you're going to visit ConnecticutFarmstrong.com ASAP, so you can get yourself a ticket for our very first, this is monumental event that is going to kick off our what's the word I'm looking for?
Our annual, it's the first one.
Yeah.
our inaugural.
It's just going to kick off the group in general. It's going to be the first event. So we're going to have, like I said, music and food and fun and it's just such a great way to
people and
support.
pets and all kinds of other stuff. There's going to be animals. You might have animals up here. It'll be fun.
It is rain or shine. If we have to cancel, your ticket money is not going to be refunded. It's just going to be contributed to the Farm Strong Fund, which then gets given to farmers. So it's a win-win.
Which could be cosmically the way it's supposed to be the first year. But I don't think so. We're going to have great weather.
Yeah.
Let's assume we're going to have great weather.
Yeah.
So March Farm does what?
Yeah.
You're open 300
So the March Farms, it is open right now 7 days a week from 10 to 6, and we grow all the seasonal produce that you can imagine. And we're really happy to be hosting this first Farm Strong event. We have a lot of our own events, so you could check out our website if you're interested. The website is www.marchfarm.com, and there is a page on that website that I call Music, Movement, and More, and that's all of our fun stuff. So you'll see the Exploration Hour on there. You'll see the farm, we call it our Friends Friday Summer Concert Series. You'll see that, all local, awesome bands, so much fun. This hilltop carries such an amazing vibe. There's something to be said about historic places, and I almost consider that this space to be historic, that anytime there's a concert, everybody feels it. And you look around that crowd and everyone is having a great time. There's kids with no shoes on, they're throwing balls, they're dancing, it's just really, really good times. So the concerts are awesome. In the fall we do pick your own. We do pick your own blueberries, peaches, apples, and pumpkins. In the fall, apples is a lot of fun, also on the hilltop. We also have music then. We have food trucks. There's all sorts of fun stuff you can check out there. So I think there's so many awesome events around these areas that put money into the community. I guess what hits home for me is that I'm a farmer and I see firsthand the struggles of what farmers go through. And, just talking to fellow farmers, you hear about their struggles and everyone's just hemming and hawing about the same things, yet we're still doing it because we love it. So what's so special about this event for me is that I feel like I could possibly make an impact on not just possibly my farm someday, or our farm. It's not, by no means not my farm, our farm someday, but all of these farmers, because there is no competition when it comes to farms in the state, as far as I'm concerned. It's all collaboration. Yep. I'm looking at my neighbor farmer and I'm like, way to go, like grow those tomatoes, we grow them too. I don't care, it's not competition. There's plenty of farms to go around. Like, there's not plenty of farms to go around, but there's plenty of produce to go around, like grow it. And the best thing, again, that you can do for yourself is just to work with other farmers and help other farmers. And like, again, to think that I can have an impact on that feels good. And that's what feels really special about this event for me.
So that's how you're making a difference. The consumer, the mom, the dad, the family can bring their kids here.
Yeah.
They can support, they can learn more about it, they can teach their kids, they can also become part of that fabric, that web that you were talking about.
Yeah.
By coming to the event, they start meeting more farmers, they start finding more events involved in how they can help.
And it's easy fun. As a parent, I love those easy fun afternoon opportunities. Fairs are fun, Garlic Festival is fun, but it's a little overwhelming. It's a little like, holy crap, I just spent $300 in an hour on rides and games and all that kind of stuff. This, you're gonna pay a little to get in. You're gonna probably pay for some food, maybe a drink, but then you're just gonna sit in the grass with your kids running around. You're gonna listen to music. You're just gonna be able to chill, and that's the best.
Chill, easy fun.
Easy fun.
Easy fun.
Yep.
Chill.
That's our motto. Chill, easy fun.
Chill, easy fun. We're going to get shirts too. There are going to be shirts there.
Chill, easy fun at March Farm.
Chill, easy fun. Nice.
Farm Strong.
Okay, so I just want to thank you, Farm Royalty, my pal, Emily March Farm, America's sweetheart, for having us up here today, for talking to us today, but opening up your farm, for your family to open up your farm for Farm Strong. And that does it. That just about does it for another episode of Harvey Hubbell's Show and Tell. Y'all come back now, you hear?